Today we're making this local vegetable soup that is so delicious. I made this with 3 different vegetables, so keep watching if you want to see how I made it. My protein of choice for this soup is goat meat, stockfish and pomo, which I'll add later. Now I'm going to season this with some onion, pepper, seasoning cube and salt. Stir this around and let it simmer for about 15 minutes without adding water. So after the initial 15 minutes, I'm going to go in now, stir this and then add a little water for it to start cooking. So while the meat is cooking, this is the best time to prep the vegetables. Here I have some water leaf, anyara, also known as garden egg leaf. This leaf has a tiny amount of bitterness to it, so you don't want to add too much of it. And then finally I have the ugu, also known as pumpkin leaves in Nigeria. I'm going to pick them, wash thoroughly and cut them up and then set it aside. Today's hug is for Nenna Joseph watching from London. I'm glad you love the recipes. Please let me know where you're watching from so I can send you a hug in my next video. So now all the vegetables are ready. They've all been cut. I have the ugu, water leaf and the anyara leaf here. So next I'm going to go check on our meat, and at this point it is almost done. So I'm going to add some snails at this point and some pomo. What I did with the pomo was chop some up and left some whole. So next I'm going to add this pepper. This is red bell pepper, scotch bonnet pepper and some onion, and then stir this in really well. I'm also going to add the dry fish at this point and then cover for this to cook down for about 10 minutes. So it's been 10 minutes. At this time I'm going to stir and then add my palm oil, crayfish, iru is locust beans, and some seasoning cube, and then allow this to cook down again for another 5 to 7 minutes. After about 7 minutes, I'm going to come back, stir on this. At this point, there is no water left in this. All we have is the oil. So now I am going to add the water leaf. Once I add the water leaf, I'll cover this for this to wilt for about a minute. And then when I come back, I'm going to stir this in really well. So at this time I'm going to add the ugu leaf and stir it in. You can also add the anyara leaf at this point. I was just being extra. Yeah, so stir this in, and finally I'm going to add the anyara leaf and let everything come together for about a minute, and our soup is ready. You don't want to overcook it at all. Remember, I said you should bear in mind that the anyara leaf can add a hint of bitterness, so you don't want to add too much of that. I like to finish up with some crayfish and our soup is ready. I had this with some pounded yam and it was so delicious. The aroma in my kitchen was also nose blinding. Thank you so much for watching. See you in my next one. Bye.